My guys, a lot of you have been asking for a garage update and what's going on with the garage and what's happening right now, because there's a lot of confusion. So I figured, why not do an old school light garage update for you? And let's get started with this. So there seems to be a lot of confusion as to what's happening in the garage, and a lot of people have a lot of opinions, and that's perfectly fine and that's great. But I gotta remind you all, I didn't open my YouTube channel because I wanted attention for cars. I opened it because my love for cars comes from, because when I was a kid, I was never able to see the cars that I wanted to see, and rich people never showed their cars. It was like a thing that didn't happen until basically YouTube started that completely against the trend that used to happen. I came in with a lot of passion and also to say that these are my cars, this is what's happening in my life, and this is what I have. It's never been my intention just to buy cars for YouTube views. It's never been my intention to get like a Supra or a Gladiator or any of those cars that YouTubers are getting, or a free car from Mercedes, and I have 39 cars and I'm never gonna drive it, but I need a new car every week so that I can get views. That's never been my intention. And I know a lot of people are gonna say, well, you did buy a lot of cars. Yeah, because I'm an idiot and I like buying cars. And then at some point it became like a requirement to be a YouTuber for you to buy a car every week, and I'm sorry, I just don't care for that. I don't think that's the way of living, and it's not realistic either. And I don't want to sell myself as someone who I'm not. I'm just a guy that loves showing and sharing cars with people that have never been able to see them in the way that I see them, in the way that I own them, and in the way that I use them. And that's been my objective since day one, and I'm going to continue my passion in that way. Now, let's address the obvious. The garage is being reduced quite a lot. And the reasons, it's been many, right? It started with the Senna fire, and that I wanted to sell all my sports cars. Then that turned out to be excellent timing because the economy has taken a massive hit, or at least in the car world. All of the cars, and please do your research right now. Go look at how many Pagani wires are out there for sale. Go and look at how many Sennas are out there for sale. Look at the prices on these cars. Look at the prices on the Bugattis. Look at the price on everything. There's been a Bugatti Chiron all carbon that sold for $2.4 million in front of my eyes to a wholesaler, but still, that's so cheap. And the cars are going to still drop even more for the next 6 months to a year. As an opportunistic buyer, and that's basically how I made a lot of my money, I'm holding on right now because I wanted to get a Project One. They delayed them. So to me is, I'm gonna wait right now until the cars drop tremendously, or there's a massive opportunity in the next week, day, 2 weeks, whatever it is, so that I can buy a hypercar while the Project One gets here. And yes, I'm gonna buy the Project One and pay over sticker, and I'm perfectly fine with that because I love that car and I don't care. But I've always delivered in what I said. Last year I said, before the end of the year, I'm gonna buy myself a McLaren Senna. It's not my fault that the car burned, and I did that. I just wanna give you guys that context before we go into this. And let you know that also my effort to go green is still on. A lot of people were like, well, you haven't gotten anything green. And in the video I said, guys, remember, I need to wait it out. It's not like all of the cars are available right now. Like, for example, I'm sitting in my Rolls Royce right now. There's nothing that competes with the Rolls Royce that's electric. So what do you want me to do about that? Now, the Rivian's coming and all of these exciting cars are coming, but that's going to be till the end. Let me show you what I'm keeping for right now and why. And let's get on with this video, people. The first car that's going to be staying for a while is going to be the Rolls-Royce Black Badge. Why? Because there's nothing, even in the horizon, that anyone is making like this that's electric. So again, progressively and slowly, we're going to transition as the car world changes with this. But for now, this is one of my favorites. I love that 6.6 liter V12 engine, twin turbo that produces 600 horsepower. This thing moves. This thing is sexy. This thing has presence. The interior is gorgeous. It's so comfortable. It's one of the best cars that I've driven, the most complete, because it's really fast. It goes from 0 to 60 in about 4.6 seconds. I mean, what else can you ask for a thing like this? This is a thing of beauty, and I'm absolutely in love with it, and nothing has changed. I hope that the replacement for this, when the time comes, is going to be another Rolls-Royce, and hopefully they already came out with their electric solution for this. But if not, again, I might have this, and then eventually if I get bored, I might get myself one of those Black Badge Cullinans that are about to come out. And I don't know if you guys know that, but yes, there's Black Badge Cullinans coming out soon. So, Rolls-Royce, I love you. let's move on to the next one, which is my wife's G63 AMG. This is a monster. This is a beast. It's such a big upgrade from the last car. I hated the last car. I thought it was one of the dumbest cars ever, the most unsafe, the worst driving cars in the history of the world. But this has been completely a massive upgrade that Mercedes has done. Of course, it's got that V8 engine that every single real AMG has, the 4.0 liter V8 that produces 577 horsepower. And that's enough to take this car from 0 to 60 in less than 5 seconds. And look at the size, look at the presence. Look at the color. I mean, goddamn, the materials inside are amazing. The way it drives is amazing now. It feels way safer for anyone to drive this car compared to before. Now I'm very happy that my wife got this. I love Mercedes. I love what they're doing with all of their lineup everywhere. And I think this is one of the greatest SUVs ever made. I love it, adore it. It's not going anywhere. It's my wife's car. Unless she wants to change it for anything like an Urus, that's perfectly fine. But guys, let's be realistic about this. She's had 8 cars in the last 10 years of this. So I don't think she's gonna change this car anytime soon. But this time around, I'm very happy about that decision. I love the G63 AMG. My God, I never thought I'd say that. What can I tell you about my AMG GTR? This is a car that I absolutely love and adore. I love that engine that this has, that Mercedes engine that they use in every single AMG, the V8 twin turbo that produces 577 horsepower, 4.0 liter engine. In every single car, it transforms the car in a different way. I love what Mercedes and AMG do together with their cars and with all of their AMGs, and how different but how the same the lineup and how pure it keeps it. I adore it. This is one of my favorite cars, 0 to 60 in just 3.5 seconds. It brakes like a mofo. And also, one thing I love about this compared to driving any other supercar is that big front. It gives it a completely different driving experience than any other car that has a mid-engine on the back. And I like that. I like different. I love the wheels. I love the Red Bull livery wrap. And again, this is not a sponsorship. This has nothing to do with Red Bull. I have nothing to do with Red Bull. I didn't ask for permission, nothing. This is just an homage to my friend Pato's car from Super Formula because he races for Red Bull. I love Pato. He's the one that introduced me to racing. Racing is one of my biggest passions. I'm obsessed with it in all categories and more than people would imagine. I just appreciate Pato. I appreciate the AMG GTR. And also, what can I tell you about the swipe wheels? I think these look so good, especially with the car a little slammed on the back. It looks amazing. Now, this car could be the one going soon for an AMG GTR Pro, or if I buy, let's say, a TDF, I change it for this one. Why? Because I want to keep my promise in just keeping one sports car that has a regular engine and not battery assisted. I want to be clean. Now, I'm not making my wife go through that. This is my decision. This is my stupidity, and I'm the one who wants to do it. So if I'm getting a, let's say, a 918, a LaFerrari, this is going to go. Or if I'm getting an AMG GTR Pro, which I'm really tempted right now, that could be another option. The reason why I haven't pulled the trigger on that is I just wrapped the car. It just hurts my soul that it's gonna go. It's got my wheels and everything and all of the brands that we put on it. RDB did a hell of a job with the wrap. It looks insane. It turns heads everywhere and it makes it so much more fun. I don't know why, but I feel like I'm driving a brand new car. So the AMG GTR is staying. But if I find something crazy at a great deal, or if I go with the AMG GTR Pro, this might be a victim of that. But again, I love it, adore it, and Pato's the one who got me into racing, so thank you, Pato. You're the fucking man. And don't forget about my RSI. I still have this thing. I never turn it on, so obviously the battery is completely dead. That's why it's there. This is my exception to the rule, and I'm being completely hypocritical here, and I completely understand. But this is a car I'm never going to turn on again, or not really drive that much. So a lot of people are going to say, so why are you keeping it? Because to me, this is a badge of honor. This is something that tells me that I accomplished what I wanted to accomplish when I was a kid. There's only 251 of them in the world made. They all look like this. There's only one that's blue, and that's the one that the Piche family owns. So this is A dream car for me when I was a kid, still a dream car. I want to keep it forever. Now, the only thing that might change is the location. I might take this to Mexico for a project that I have going on there. I just don't know how long it's going to take for that to be set. But as soon as it's set, this might go there. I'm not entirely sure yet, but I love my Beetle RSI. And the next one is the DB11 Balanta, which I'm sure most of you know, but it's the convertible version of the DB11. I love and adore this car. And now, here's a little note for you guys, because a lot of you were saying, wait, I thought you were only going to buy electric cars and you were just going to have one combustion engine car. Yes, this is my wife's car. And I know it sounds like a loophole in the contract, but it's my wife's car. Happy wife, happy life, and I'm never going to change that. The reason why we went with this and not a DBS, for example, or anything bigger on the line, it's simple. We wanted the AMG, the Mercedes performance on a car, in something reliable, something that's clean, something that's smooth, something that's easy to drive, not overwhelming power. Like the DBS really does have an overwhelming amount of power, and I love that car and adore it. But this is Balanta's car. This has that same AMG 4-liter V8 twin turbo that produces 500 horsepower, which is more than enough for Balanta to have a blast. I love the interior. I love the way it looks from the outside. I think this is one of the only convertibles with that soft top that I can give it a pass, because it does look incredible. We're gonna change the wheels, obviously. I am in love with the interior. We're gonna tint the car, but the car definitely needs some wheels, and we're gonna take care of that with some swipe wheels. I love this car. I'm surprised at how much I like it, actually, because I thought, oh, you know what? I'm just buying this car because Belen wanted a weekend car, and honestly, she loves the Rolls-Royce Wraith. But the problem we have is we've already had a Rolls-Royce Wraith. We've already had 3 Rollses in the garage, and we only drove one. And that's the problem, because once you get comfortable with one, that's the only one that you're gonna take out. And I think it's a waste to have that same car twice. So we figured we're just gonna keep it completely different. And this is more manageable. Honestly, this is way easier to drive than a Rolls Royce because it doesn't feel so chunky and heavy and big on the lane. So this DB11 Balanta is gonna be here for a while. I love it, adore it. I love you way more than I thought because you're so comfortable, but yet, whenever I put you in sport mode, you become a crazy sports car. Amazing. Bipolar cars, AMG technology, Aston Martin looks. What else can I ask for? And obviously this had to happen to me. I put the smart key in here like a dumbass and now I can't get it out. And don't worry about it, guys. Here's the star of the show, the Smart Fortwo. I still have it. I think I've had this for like about 4 years now. I actually don't know, 3-4 years. Yeah, I've had other Smarts before this one. It's a car that I really like. We use it a lot for just driving around in the community here. We use it like a golf cart basically, and it's amazing. It's got a 1.0 liter engine in it that produces around 70-80 horsepower. It doesn't go fast at all, but it can make U-turns on the spot. And also, you can take it anywhere you want and you'll find a parking spot, which is something we still love. I adore this thing, but I don't know if I'll buy another one once I get rid of this one. I think I'm onto other stuff. I love the Smart. I'll be very sad the day it goes, if it ever goes, but amazing. Another car that's missing is the E-Wagon. The E-Wagon right now, it's an RDB getting wrapped like a Formula 1 Mercedes car. I love that car. It's so easy. It's my everyday sleeper. People really shit themselves when they see that car and they don't understand how fast it is. And then they see it go and they're like, what the fuck? Or they hear the exhaust with the pops. It's amazing. I love that car. It's gonna be here for a while. I really like it. And I think now I'm gonna focus more on the cars that I have, making them better, and the ones that I know that are staying. Also focusing on whatever whatever I'm getting next. Now, the Rivians are about to start coming next year, so my Raptor S, it's going for sale like I promised, because I'm a man of my word, although a lot of people like to doubt me. So yeah, it's honestly very, very sad, but hey, I'm only married to one thing and one thing only, and that's my wife. Nothing else. Everything else can go. I don't care so much about material stuff, although I am very excited about the new toys. What's coming to the garage immediately? The Rivian pickup truck. As soon as they come out, hopefully I'll get mine in one of the first allocations, because I was one of the first ones, I think, to put an order in, so I'm very excited about that. That's going to be the first step into changing everything to electric. A Tesla Roadster. Yes, completely not out of the question, and also, I'm not saying I'm not going to have a lot of cars as long as they're electric. I just don't want to be missing anything, like with the Rolls Royce. I love what that car does for me, and that's something that's staying until there's something that fits that need in electric. Am I going to buy more cars? Absolutely. I'm hoping that the prices right now on the LaFerrari, on the Sennas, on the P1s, on the 918s, on the Wyras, on everything that's out there right now keep dropping, because daddy is ready to shop. So it could be one of those immediately. I could get a deal on a Pista, and I can buy a Pista, I can get a TDF on a deal. I am looking for cars right now. I see the market, I know where it's going. It's one of the things I'm the most proud of, that I'm very patient, thank God now as an adult, because I'm an old man, dude. I'm 34 years old. So I'm excited for the future. I can't wait. I definitely am getting my Project One whenever they come out and people want to flip them. I'll be one of the idiots, like I told you with the Senna, that's willing to pay over. So I'll pay over for that car whenever it's here. It's gonna be about 2 years. So before that, let's go have some fun, find the right car, find amazing deals, because that's what it's all about right now. And I'd be full of shit if I told you otherwise. I'm sorry, I'm not a YouTuber. I'm not gonna buy a Supra. I'm not gonna buy a Gladiator just because. It's not my thing. I'm sorry. I love you guys, adore you. I'm gonna keep bringing the fire, the heat, and hopefully very soon these cars are going to start dropping into the garage right now, because deals are happening. Oh, 4GT, did you say something?